Welcome to The Explainer. We are diving headfirst into a bunch of recent opinion pieces that are all asking one huge question about Donald Trump. And hey, before we get started, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
So let's just get right to it. These articles are floating a pretty bold question. Is Donald Trump afraid?
Okay, so where's all this coming from? Well, get this. The whole thing seems to have kicked off because of this one pretty surprising quote from Trump himself on Fox and Friends. I mean, it's not every day you hear something like this, and these authors are really jumping on it as a moment of, well, soul-searching.
And that's got these writers asking, a sudden crisis of faith? For a guy who's built his entire brand on, being super confident, this little crack in the armor, this moment of vulnerability, it's got them thinking something's up.
So, what could be behind it? Well, according to these pieces, there's one dominant theory that keeps popping up: rumors about his health.
And they're not just pulling this out of thin air. The authors point to a few specific things. First, there's that official diagnosis of chronic venous insufficiency. Then, you've got those pictures of his hands, all bruised and mysterious. Add in some sudden disappearances from the public stage, and what they describe as him looking kinda wan and bloated, and, well, you can see how they're connecting the dots. And believe me, the speculation in these articles gets really blunt. One author straight up asks, did his ticker blow up? Did he have a Diet Coke brain bleed? I mean, they are not holding back.
So, the thinking here is if someone starts thinking about their own mortality, what's the next logical step? Well, according to these authors, it's taking a good, hard look at your life's work. And that brings us to what they're calling the karmic ledger.
And yeah, according to them, when you add it all up, that debt is high. We're talking a seriously lopsided balance sheet here.
First up on their list, greed. A lifetime of it, they allege.
Next, what they call widespread grifting.
Then there are the constant accusations of lying,
Followed by a long history of alleged cheating.
and even stealing. The articles also bring up the numerous and serious accusations of sexual assault.
And finally, one author just wraps it all up by calling him an all-around tool. So, that's the ledger, according to these writers.
Okay, so with that karmic ledger in mind, the authors then take things a step further. They start to imagine what his reception in the afterlife might look like. And it gets pretty grim, but also darkly funny.
For starters, they wonder if anyone would even be genuinely sad. One writer asks, can you really imagine Melania sobbing Jackie O style at her husband's combo funeral/fundraiser? Ouch. So if the people closest to him aren't there, who would be at this welcome party? Well, the articles have some ideas.
They imagine this kind of welcome committee from hell. Your host, his old friend Jeffrey Epstein. And for gifts, Roy Cohn apparently shows up with a poison-tipped pitchfork. And Rudy Giuliani? He brings a box of Just for Men. It's a scene. And it all wraps up with this one final, pretty brutal thought from an author, who basically says that when the end comes, he hopes Trump reaps exactly what he sowed, and that reaping is grim. So when you boil it all down, past all the speculation and the dark humor, these articles are really leaving us with one big central question. Do people really, in the end, get what they deserve? So that's the breakdown from these particular sources. But what do you think? Is it a crisis of conscience or just a lot of noise? Let me know your takedown in the comments. And hey, if you made it this far, definitely hit that like button and subscribe for more explainers just like this one. Thanks for watching.